What up, everybody? Welcome back to another Car Chronicles reviews with two of the three Lester Stealthy Ninjas, also known as Scoot calls us the Street Team.
That's right.
so, to my right or your left is Irania Mist, and I am Cosmic Boss. And so, this is the Car Chronicles review of Jurassic World Dominion, uh, also known as the sixth Jurassic Park movie. Six, yeah. Um, and yeah, we are. Are we going to spoil?
Yeah.
Well, this will be spoilers.
Yes.
So if you have not seen the movie, or if you just if you want a spoiler-free review, we'll do that real quick. Go see it. It's pretty good. It is not the best in the series. That will always be number one. But it is worth watching. It was a fun
But it's
film.
number one. The number one is the best because we didn't have anything like it before.
Correct.
Now we're accustomed to it and we kind of know.
Yes.
So if you're into it, get into it.
Yes. And number one is number one because it was the most horror-oriented of all of them. But yeah, go see it. It's pretty good. Um, yeah, and so it was a fun movie. Now, for the spoiler review, um, let's see here.
There are so many dinosaurs.
There are so many.
We play Ark.
We do.
And I wanted to be a paleontologist my whole childhood life. That was my dream. So I've always loved dinosaurs. There are so many. If you follow us and you watch our videos, watch our Ark reviews, and you'll hear a lot of the terms we're about to use.
Yes. We're going to explain the terms we're going to use, but for the context of how those terms came to be, you need to watch our old Ark videos. So we knew from the trailer certain dinosaurs are going to be in this film, and we were excited and hopeful to see them. We were disappointed in one of them, but the others we were like, okay. We were, yeah. So the new dinosaurs, if you haven't seen, they don't really explain how they keep making these new dinosaurs.
They kind of did a little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah.
But from the first movie, there were what? Four?
Yeah.
4 or 5? And then the second one, there was like 8 plus. And then the third, and then everyone after that, there was like 20.
But I guess we can assume that they extracted, once they got the technique down, they extracted the DNA.
Yeah, they just kept going and going and going. But
everything. So
but anyway, this one starts off 4 years after the
last one.
4 years after Fallen Kingdom,
yeah,
where they evacuated the island of the dinosaurs and the volcano blew up.
Right.
And at the end of that movie, if you remember, the dinosaurs got out of that house where they were being auctioned, and they spread around the world. And this one, it begins, they've spread to every continent.
Every continent. Because if you remember, the Russians and some other people had already purchased some of the dinosaurs anyway.
Yes, and they are spread to every continent. Now there's illegal breeding farms with Triceratops. There are people making medicine out of them. There are people eating them. Yeah. There's there are people poaching them. It is bad for them. But they are prolific throughout the world, and I mean every continent. There were some on Antarctica. I don't know which ones. They didn't go there.
But if you remember what they said in Dominion's this one. What's the other one?
Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen Kingdom. He said when they were talking about the special velociraptor, and the Russians bought it, and he was like, "This is the only one." And he said, "Now the Russians have it, they'll make more."
Mm-hmm.
So once the other countries were able to get them, they could have made whatever they wanted.
They could have. And that's where it begins, and it shows like dinosaurs throughout the planet. Triceratops roaming with elephants, pteranodons flying with birds, mosasaur eating whatever she wanted.
Right.
So Big Mo, as we call her. You don't fuck with Big Mo.
Not at all.
Nobody fucks with Big Mo.
No.
So Big Mo does what she wants.
Yes.
And then T Rex is just walking around, and then it cuts to the people, and that's where you see bad shit happening. Like it shows, uh, what's her name, Claire, and then Justice Smith, and then I forget what the other girl's name was from Fallen Kingdom.
The little girl?
Not the little girl, the doctor that was performing surgery on Blue.
Name too, yeah. When I saw her, I was like, "Is that the same chick?"
Yeah.
Her hair grew up.
Yeah, it did. They were all discovering an illegal breeding farm of Triceratops. They helped shut it down. They kidnapped the Triceratops baby. That was sick. And then it went from there. She went back to Owen, and they had the little. If you haven't seen the previous movie, here's a spoiler. I'll give you 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. The little clone girl from the previous movie. They snuck her out without anybody knowing about her for somehow.
Well, that's because the lava came, and remember, it was a lot going on.
Well, no, at the house. That's where they found her. Remember, with the Indoraptor.
Wait.
The little girl, the little old man's granddaughter.
Right. Which one are we talking? Are we talking about this film or the last one?
The last one, Fallen Kingdom.
Right. What about who snuck her out?
Like Owen and Claire.
Yeah, because there was so much going on.
Yeah, but when the authorities showed up.
Yeah, they snuck her out because they didn't know who they was looking for. It seemed like now they understand what they were looking for because they didn't know she was a clone. Remember?
Right.
So they didn't know at first. They was just like, oh, and now it's a worldwide
disaster. It is a disaster. And it cuts to like people trying to figure out what they're gonna do about them, and it showed like social media polls. Like majority of people saying destroy them, others saying put them in a sanctuary. Yeah. And it's they did very well with that little world building, showing what would happen if it happened, and it was crazy.
It was.
Then they cut to Ellie Sattler.
I never remember her names.
From the first movie and the third movie. Don't know. The first movie, the third movie. She showing up at this farm where these 2-foot-long locusts were eating people's crops
and people.
These
locusts were the plague.
They were
horsemen of the apocalypse.
They were chiggering and jittering and making they clickety clacks.
I wonder if that made crop turtles. Because you saw how it was going in places. I wonder if you looked from above, was it a crop turtle?
And so they were like, yeah, this has been happening all over the country and all over the world. And it's basically, they were attacking every crop, wheat, corn, like all of it. And
as long as it was not the seed
as long as it wasn't the seed of this new company called Biosyn that had been given the rights by every country's government to collect these dinosaurs and put them in a sanctuary and study them for pharmaceutical purposes.
We all know how this goes.
So
where there's a human, there's corruption.
Anyway, because absolute power corrupts absolutely. So turns out the locusts were eating every crop except the one seeded by Biosyn. So so they were like, she was like, I need help to figure this out.
So she got Sam.
So she went and got Sam Neill, aka Alan Grant. He was providing
tutorial-ish.
The way he said it, he was still digging, but he had tourists digging for him because the funding had dried up. So he was forcing people to pay to dig shit up for him. So he was hustling. Yeah. He was hustling, baby.
And he has aged well.
He has aged very well, which he is in a new supernatural show on Apple TV. I need to go watch.
What's it called?
I forget what it is. It's some. I think it's called Invasion. Yeah, and it stars Lashana Lynch is in there with him.
I don't know who that is.
The Black Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay.
I think so, yeah. And so yeah, I watched the first episode, pretty good. But yeah. So he aged well. She comes and gets him. They she says like he's like how we gonna get in? He's like well she's like I got an invite. Puts down the book. It's Ian Malcolm. He works for Biosyn. And so they get on the plane. Goes back to Claire and Owen. Blue has a baby.
Not Blue, not Blue.
What is the baby's name?
I named her Violet.
What did the movie name her?
Beta. That was stupid.
It is a stupid name. But like cause Beta was one of the other raptors in the interact. Look,
Yeah, that's all.
it was a stupid name. But anyway,
Maybe that's the clone girl named her that.
right. Her brain might not be all the way there because she's a clone. But anyway, some poachers kidnap Violet. They
And
kid
the little girl.
and the little girl takes them to Malta. I don't know where Malta is.
Isn't it Greece area?
Yes, it is in the Mediterranean. We're gonna say that it's on the edge of the Mediterranean Sea. Then
As
on the
long as they don't break off and fall in the water. I don't want to do that.
but anyway, yeah.
So there's a lot that goes on that we're not going to tell you about. That's very exciting. Trying to get the girl back, which is a fail, which introduces the lovely. What's her real name?
DeWanda Wise,
AKA Nola fucking Darling.
aka my number one pick for Storm in the reintroduction of the mutants and the X-Men in the MCU.
Facts. If you have not seen the series, She's Gotta Have It, I suggest that you watch it and fall in love with Nola Darling.
She is
She's awesome.
she is gorgeous.
Yes.
And swole.
And
but
she is sassy and she is so black. She is very black in this, and I appreciate it. I'm here for it.
We're also going to mention they introduced the new Raptors.
Yes.
The new hybrid in this.
What are they called again?
The Atrociraptors. They didn't say what they were hybrid with, but they were better trained and they were
relentless.
Vicious.
Yes.
They were relentless.
I was like, damn.
But anyway, whole chase happens. They let loose an Allosaurus and a Carnosaur
that I named Darth Maul because he had a little broken this, and he was red and black. I was like, look at Darth Maul.
And them two just ran rampant in the city, eating whoever. And so
just having dinner, just
and they were like, we partners now. We ain't the same species, but you and I, we sisters, girl.
That's right.
And so
DeWanda Wise's character is just kind of a Switzerland. She's neutral. She just do what she got to do and get out.
Yes.
But she had kind of a change of heart. We won't go into that.
We won't.
But she had a change of heart, and she ends up helping Owen and
Claire.
Yes.
So they find out the girl and the baby get sent to Biosyn in this sanctuary.
Yeah.
That is in.
It's like a dome type situation, though.
But there's no dome.
Yeah.
It's this open sanctuary in.
But they have some kind of radio.
In Italy. In Italy.
Was it Italy?
It was Italy.
Okay. They have some kind of radioactive frequency, DTS?
They had an ADS system that was radio frequencies in all the dinosaurs' brains that made them stay in the sanctuary. So so it was open. The dinosaurs could have left if they didn't have this signal going off in their head. They used this signal to keep the pteranodons and the flying dinosaurs from attacking incoming planes and helicopters.
So when they get there is when they introduce
One of my favorite flying dinosaur, the Quetzalcoatl, named after one of the Mexican gods. It was the second. It was the largest flying dinosaur up until about a few months ago when they found the most recent one.
Yeah, and if you ever watch our ARC streams, you'll hear this one talking about it, trying to find one.
Oh, every time we go out, I'm like, there's one, and it's always high up. Never wants to come down here.
It was so not aggressive on the game, and it was so aggressive.
It is never aggressive on the game. But as soon as the movie come on, he like, oh, you in my space. Fuck your plane. And it like makes them like just crash, and like it is, they fall and they crash land. Claire gets shot out, ejected.
No, we're not gonna tell that part. She ends up in the forest. One of our mutual favorites. We call him Mr.
Fingernails. Its actual name is Theriznosaurus.
Yes.
But we call it Mr. Fingernails because it has 3 very long.
And guys, y'all don't understand. If you go watch these ARC trials, we got fucked up by this dinosaur so many times. Like, it was not funny. We named him Mr. Fingernails because we saw it like, fuck, it's a Mr. Fingernails, just run. Like,
Right. And it's like, cause if you get too close to the arc, they just
and you're bleeding out.
And that's what happened in the movie. It walked in front of Claire, looked at a deer, walked right up on it, and bitch smacked the hell out this deer.
Like, never.
Didn't need it. It bitch smacked the deer so it could get to the berries.
And it was like, I wish it ate some berries in the ark instead of biting us.
Right. But anyway,
that was exciting.
The other people get there. Whole bunch of shit happens.
Yes.
We're not gonna spoil that. Yeah, so it's they eventually meet up, and they meet one of the most angry dinosaurs
He likes that one.
to ever walk. The largest land carnivore to ever walk this earth, the Giganotosaurus.
Now, this is where we disagree with the movie because the Giga is a big dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, it was only slightly larger than the T-Rex.
Slightly.
And it looked more menacing.
Right.
And that was it. And I was like, it looked like an angry iguana.
It looked like if they took the T-Rex, which looks like a normal carnivore in the Jurassic Park films, you know, that T-Rex is the standard of what we all expect a T-Rex to look like now. The Giga, they looked like they made its face a little longer and gave it more spines and a mohawk.
That's why I said kind of like what I say? What are those? The lizards that people jump. Iguanas.
Iguanas.
Yeah.
He was much more angry looking.
Yeah, just a little menacing, like, you know. Which, I guess for the end, which we won't spoil for you guys, but I guess for the end, it would make more sense, the size.
Yes.
For the end. But we've gotten chased all over Ragnarok on Ark by that fucking Giga, and that bitch is not no T-Rex size, okay?
No.
That motherfucker is huge.
But anyway, whole bunch of shit goes to shit. Mm-hmm. They team up, and they start working together to get out, and all your favorites show up. Everything but a raptor. Blue is in the beginning of the movie, but you see no other Jurassic Park raptors. Right. You see some. You see Violet. You see some of what the real raptors look like with their furry butts and their feathers, but they are smaller. That one, well, it was the Velociraptor because they said it when they were touring the lab. This is what the original looked like.
But what is?
But the one
something else though, like in real life.
In the Deinonychus is what it's what it's called.
We call them furry butts because they have butts kind of like chickens with long like feathers and fur together, and they got little mean arms, but they're very fast, and they hunt in packs. So we were kind of like, hey, they hunt in packs, and there was only like one.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter. It was still dope,
right?
You know, to see it because we liked the fur. Well, when we tame him.
There was also what we call Mr. Peanut Butter. There was.
God. You gotta explain what Mr. Peanut Butter is.
Mr. Peanut Butter is the largest dinosaur to ever walk the planet. They call him Dreadnoughtus. Big old long neck for those Land Before Time fans out there. Omnivore, just four-legged walking.
Giants.
Huge motherfucker.
Massive and beautiful, just eating grass.
The Dilophosaurus comes back and he has buddies. So he got friends.
The spitters is what we call
the spitters. What else? The copies in there causing shit. Always causing trouble. Just that's what they are. Just dino gremlins.
We only see the Mosasaurus in the beginning.
The Mosasaurus in the beginning and at the end when it's just swimming around some whales who are like, we fucked.
Right. Go away.
And it's like, what'd you say?
I want to be friends with those.
Like, I've never seen nothing so big as me.
Right. Like,
but anyway, yeah. And so shit happens. People die. People get ate.
Yeah. Not as many people got ate as I thought they would.
No, this one had probably the lowest body count.
Yeah.
I would say since the first movie.
I agree.
Which also had a low body count, but you know, it's
But it's a lot of suspense It's a lot of breath holding moments.
Yes, because
which is very
I
exciting.
thought quite a few people in the
Was
crew
gonna die.
was not gonna make it.
Because listen,
But
the unalive happens when you're dealing with these dinosaurs that are very vicious and they're natural hunters and predators. You are surprised when someone makes it out.
right,
Especially when they add the Allosaurus, the Carno, Mr. Fingernails, all those, like the furry butts, all that we have died to at Ark so many times.
oh, Barry was in there.
Oh yeah.
So, but he was also in the previous movie.
Was it?
Yeah. Remember when the volcano was erupting? They were running down the hill.
Mhm.
It was the long facing
He
before the
was.
Carno
He
came, and
was.
then it was the first Carno where you see them airlifting out.
Yeah, he was. He
So
even made a cameo in the previous movie.
he did.
He had a bigger role in it.
He got knocked over by some smoke, and then they picked him up and carried him off.
He was delirious. Oh
But
no, that was a stego that they took his tooth. That mean man.
yes,
Stealing teeth.
he got his arm ate too, and that's what he got.
deserves for being
But
mean.
anyway, so this was not the best Jurassic Park film. It was not the worst.
But it was exciting.
It was
If you
exciting.
know
It
your
was
dinosaur
fun.
shit, I totally recommend. If you don't know your dinosaur shit and you like adventure, then do it. And if you really want to see the cast, the original cast with the
New
world
cast,
like
yes.
that was to me that was one of my favorite parts, to see everyone together. It was like so
Mm-hmm.
everybody's still living. That's living. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody,
In the movie.
everybody that was in the movies are still living, and so they were able to make this movie.
Yeah, and I think that's always real nice, and work together for the same.
Except Sir Richard Attenborough, rest in peace.
Right.
Your brother's still going though, and he's still making great shit.
That point.
So that's gonna be it for us.
Yeah. So go see the movie.
Go see the movie.
Enjoy it. It runs about 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
If you like dinosaurs, go see it.
If you like adventure.
Yes, this airs no better.
And if you love Jeff Goldblum like I do, go see it.
He had his shirt open. We're not gonna talk about that, but go see the film. It was fun. We enjoyed.
Shout out to the dude from Archive 21.
Okay. Yep.
That dude made a premiere in this film, and if you have not watched the Archive 21, they didn't renew it. It was only one season, but it was good.
Shout out to Lupin, aka the Black Frenchman.
Oh yeah.
He's also in a Netflix show. Very fun.
And
watch that shit. He is good.
Look at all these black people surviving.
Look, hey. But yes, go see the film.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
We enjoyed it. So till the next time, the Car Chronicles reviews will be back. What is the next movie? Probably Thor.
I don't know. No. What comes out at the end of the month? Remember we were watching and we were like, "Ooh, that comes out at the end of the month." The 24th. Remember we just saw the preview.
Did we? Back. So we had a little glitch there.
Sorry.
But yeah, so we'll see y'all later. We'll be back with more reviews. Y'all have a good one. Peace.